The reason we're doing this is because you remember, oh, nice shot.
Oh, double.
You get two, oh! We're drinking Russell's Rye.
I've heard of this.
This is for you, actually.
For who?
Not only you.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, we also had Russell Parker request it. I wonder if it's because his name is Russell. He said, is that a bottle of Russell's Reserve I see on the shelf? Hey, why don't you try that one? I don't have the single barrel he asked for that. Wild Turkey makes Russell's Reserve.
Yeah.
The reason we're doing this is because you remember, oh, nice shot.
Oh, double.
You get two, oh! Back to back. Okay, so we're on a roll. This is your day.
Yes, it is. Everything's coming up, Rex.
I've never heard that, but I'm going to use that from now on. Except for I'm going to say Rex.
Yes.
When I'm saying it about me.
Something wonderful
Rex
happens
is,
for
yeah,
you.
Rex is going to become a euphemism for awesome. Right.
I'm not opposed to this.
Okay, or not euphemism, that would be an improvement. Here's the thing. About a month ago, we tried a rye, and you're like, this is okay. I said, well, let's try a rye that you might like.
Yeah.
And I poured the very, very last of an empty bottle of rye. And you went, what the hell? Why have you been holding out on me? This rye is amazing.
Yeah.
That was the 6-year-old Russell's Reserve.
This is
right?
This is the target
now,
area.
I also have a comparison. Many people have asked us,
Commence launch.
commence lunch. What happens to a whiskey bottle when it's mostly air?
Yeah.
Well, if you remember, when I poured you that Russell's Reserve, it had been almost entirely empty for probably 6 months.
That long.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what I did was I poured the last of that bottle into this.
Ooh, we're doing a thing. I remember this now. This is like scientific and
So what we're going to compare is, what does a full bottle of Russell's 6 compare to a leftover bottle that had been in mostly air in a bottle for about 6 months?
I'm titillated.
Now, this is...
My heart is...
The only downside of this is I've heard rumors that their 6 has some batch influence, which means that
why would you say
sometimes
that?
one batch would be different than another batch.
Here I am, about to be totally scientifically legit,
and I'm screwing it up
with my controls.
Well, there's some bad controls in this experiment. Now, what we could say is, and according to our theory, if a bottle is mostly air, you're going to have a little bit watery tasting whiskey.
Yeah, it takes the alcohol. It evaporates.
Now, here's something that I will tell you. This is really weird. Every time I go to a bar and I order a Bushmills, I can tell an Irish whiskey. I can tell that when no one orders Irish whiskey at that bar if my Irish whiskey tastes vaguely soapy. And I don't know why that is, but it seems like a Bushmills or a Jameson, when they've been in the bottle for too long and it's more air than whiskey, they start to taste soapy.
I don't see any empty Jameson.
No, I was going to try to find one for comparison, but I can't find it.
So is that the one? Where's the little thing?
Come on, that's a good rye,
It is a good rye.
Okay, wait, before we try this one,
by memory,
what are you getting from this?
By memory, I am remembering this having quite a bit less of the black licorice.
Yeah, this is more wood.
Well, and this, though, it's more black licorice than I remember. So we'll compare and see if there's that black licorice. I'm getting some cinnamon in here. I'm getting some nice wood.
There's some pepper.
I love the wood on that.
Love it.
That's a nice, smooth wood.
It's very spicy.
Feels like it's...
I mean, this is obviously a rye. There's no question. You wouldn't confuse this.
The wood stays with you a long time.
You just can't help yourself.
I'm describing the whiskey.
This is 45%, so it's not that high. Okay. Now, here we go.
I do like this rye.
This is the leftover Russell's Reserve.
I'm getting just the tiniest, on the very, very back end, just a last little tiny apple note that leaves me with that rye.
I poured you that whole thing, so we're going to have to share that. Already it smells smoother. Man, this smells like leather. I just picked it up and I just smelled like leather sofa, like I have in my office. Yeah. Okay, let's go to that one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's significantly smoother.
It is.
I mean, significantly smoother.
They're definitely the same whiskey, but in terms of the spiky, sharp little pointy notes.
No spikes. This old one has almost no spiky notes at all. So, according to what I prefer, the evaporated Russell's Reserve is a better whiskey.
Just let this sit out for an hour?
Yeah.
Actually, that would probably be too long. Probably 30 minutes.
That is so smooth.
It is.
Like butter.
They should open the barrels for a long time and then bottle it.
And it doesn't taste like water. It just, all the pointy notes were rubbed down, if you know what I mean.
See, look, one of us needs to maintain maturity.
Oh, okay.
Responsibility.
So that's going to be me?
Yes.
All right. So I'm adding some water to my Russell's Reserve from the new open bottle. I'm going to see if just adding water can get us down to that flavor.
I'm getting a vanilla.
And it totally did.
Yeah?
It totally did.
I'm adding...
Are you ready?
Just the tiniest bit. Just a tiny bit. I'm getting a little bit of a vanilla note.
That's enough to make these match.
On the front end.
Yeah. That did it. So...
yeah, man.
That's
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
So effectively, if you want to get the flavor of our evaporated one, just take your Russell's Reserve and add a dash of water.
Just a little dash.
Do this. Add water until the spiky notes disappear, but it still tastes like alcohol.
Even though I still like this whiskey, right? This is still one of my favorite ryes.
Am I getting dill pickle in that? Are you getting dill pickle?
No, I'm not getting dill pickle.
Dude, there's dill pickle in it.
This is still one of my favorite ryes, right? And the fact that I like the one that evaporated a bit.
It's pickle spear. This is a sandwich pickle
What are you
spear.
talking about?
Yeah.
Pickle spear. How come all of our references have been like
I can't. Stonehenge.
popsicles, banana,
Banana. Skyscrapers.
hot dogs, really meaty sausage.
Yeah. Swords.
Stephen Hill. I would like to try Knob Creek, but compared to Scottish malts, I find a lot of the more expensive bourbons quite harsh.
Yes.
I have tried Wild Turkey 101 and 101, and it was okay. How do the two compare? Something like Jim Beam is more my style in bourbon, but I love Lafroig and Smokehouse in Scotch. I guess I just don't get the subtlety of bourbons.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I think you're our people, man. And by our people, I mean the channel. I mean, like, I feel the same way about bourbon. We always say if Tom Fisher was here or if Chrissy Martin, two of our bourbon people are sommeliers and bourbon people. Chrissy Martin is a little dab of bourbon blog, and she's also on the Bourbon Zeppelin and the Bourbon Podcast Network.
Right.
And if they were in here, they could explain to you the nuance and subtleties. For me, coming from the world of Scotch, all I find is those punchy, kind of aggressive notes in bourbon.
So and I've alluded to this in some videos a long time ago. I think bourbon has a flavor palette that is probably more beginner friendly. Just this
but I don't know. I disagree.
Hold on.
It's sweeter for sure.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let the expert talk.
All right.
Okay. Now the reason why I say beginner friendly is because the spectrum of bourbon flavors is about like this.
Yeah.
In this universe,
That's
you're
true.
going to experience everything bourbon has to offer. With Scotch, it's like this.
Yep, I agree.
You can go from really sweety and light and effervescent to take your freaking head off with some greasy meat and smoke and dirty cheese.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, the reason why I say beginner friendly is because if you stumble into Scotch without any kind of reference point of where you should be,
You'll have no idea.
you will think Scotch is like, oh, this is a campfire and I can't stand it. If you stumble into bourbon, though,
And like it.
yes, you're much...
So what you're saying is, if your gateway is bourbon and you like it, you'll probably just be fine.
Yeah.
Whereas if your gateway is Scotch and you like it, your next one may screw you up.
Yes.
Or the first one may turn you off of Scotch entirely.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you go into it thinking, Scotches are Scotches. Yeah.
Okay, I buy that. Now, as far as just to out of the blue pick a whiskey that is friendlier to a non-whiskey drinker, I think it's easier to do that with Scotch.
If you are familiar with Scotches.
Yes, and you know what you're doing.
But coming with zero frame of reference.
Like me.
Yeah. Andrew Webb. Mooch story time.
Yes.
I was at a Secret Santa party.
Wait. Story time. I need like a story chair and a blankie.
Now you're complete. Oh, I thought you were going to sit down there and be invisible. Make it all about me.
Wait. Okay.
You want some popcorn?
Yeah, story time.
You want some popcorn for the story? I don't know this. I'm not going to read the story.
What?
You're much too excited about the
I
story.
got all prepared. It's a mooch story.
I'm suspicious about
It's a mooch story.
I'm very suspicious about this story. The fact that you were really, really chubbed up for this is bothersome. There is a theme in the last few episodes. I'm sorry. We have some lovely, brilliant, talented ladies that watch the show.
Do.
If you can stand us in our humor,
I'm sorry.
You are a godsend. Thank you for being here.
Read the damn story.
Let's see. Should I read it really slowly? Let me to whisper it in your ear?
No. You gotta let me try to pronounce all the words like I'm reading for the first time. I've been reading with my 6-year-old a lot. He's learning how to read.
I was at a Secret Santa party at work. I worked at a restaurant at the time, and the bartender got one of the hosts as his Secret Santa. The bartender brought the guy a 3-bottle pack of Knob Creek. The guy was good friends with me and said, I don't really drink that often, but I don't want to be rude, so I'll keep a bottle, so do you want the other 2? My answer was obviously, hell yes. The best knob is a free knob.
I knew you would love the ending of that story.
I don't pay for knob. I use his knob. No.
Because that's illegal. All right, that was a good story.
Yeah, that's a good story. One more.
You story skeptic.
Darby Kerrigan. How can I enroll in the Whiskey Academy? Whiskey Marketing School. Whiskey is becoming a big passion of mine, and I want to learn about it and see what kind of jobs are available in the whiskey field.
Okay, so here's the thing. I tell the same. Whiskey field is a lot like music, where your jobs are limited by your imagination of what people need. It's everything from bartenders to restaurant owners to hosts to event planners to brand reps to, I mean, my God. But the school, what we focus on at the school, and we're different than a wine sommelier. Wine sommelier program is 95% information, 5% industry understanding and context, right? The whiskey school I designed to be about 50% heavy information based and about 50% marketing, business, industry application, network communication, and business knowledge. Only about 2/3 of our sommeliers are in the beverage or the whiskey industry somehow. The other third,
right?
Jewelers,
See,
marketing directors.
Here's the thing, and I gotta bust your balls just a little bit.
Bring it on.
I'm gonna bust your balls just a little bit. The fact that it's called the Whiskey Marketing School, everybody that hears about it is like, well, I either need to be in whiskey or in marketing to really.
No, you really don't.
For me, being in the 1/3, that has nothing to do with the whiskey industry. The value in the class has nothing to do with me being able to go back to a distillery or represent a brand. For me, what you teach in the class is not a business skill that's valuable to me. It's not a marketing skill that's valuable to me. To somebody like me, it's a social skill. In business, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yep.
And so people go out and they do these networking events, and they hand out business cards, and they do these luncheons, and I gotta tell you, it's horse. Like 99% of the time.
You're just sitting there waiting for people to hand you cards.
I was invited after they pleaded with me to become the go-to video guy for the largest business networking group in all of Austin. And the one in Austin is actually the largest one in all of Texas. The reason why they chose me is because a few years ago I did a video for their CEO and it blew up his business and they became the largest business networking group in the world. So they asked me to please come be your video guy. Please, this will be wonderful. It's like, fine. So I went and I said I was going to give it 6 weeks. 6 weeks, I'm going to be there. I'm going to like glad hand, shake the hands, do the small talk, hand out the business cards. Worthless. It's exactly what I expected it to be. And this wasn't a chump group. This is the group that is the most successful group. But as a social skill, anybody that is any kind of heavy hitter, position of authority, any kind of gatekeeper, they are inundated with people coming at them, asking for favors. Hey, can you do this thing for me? Can you connect me with that person? Can you give me a chance? Can you give me some exposure?
Can you check this out and give me your feedback?
The last thing in the world you want to do, and regardless of industry, is to approach somebody and ask something from them. You want to provide them with some type of experience, some type of interesting thing that they will enjoy, that they're curious about, that would be fun for their colleagues to do on a luncheon or an evening out. Whiskey is one of those things that right now
you could very easily create a whiskey event.
Has a tremendous amount of curiosity baked into it.
Yeah, imagine if you have a once a month whiskey event you host at a local bar and you just bring a bunch of people in and you talk about whiskey with them. Right. And then you go out and reach out to the people you want to be connected with and you say, hey man, I heard you like whiskey, or even if you don't, you should check it out. I do this whiskey event once a month
Right.
at this bar. I'd love to have you guys out.
Right.
And that's it.
Yes.
Holy
And so then the context of the relationship is entirely different.
Mm-hmm.
As somebody who is experienced and learned in the ways of whiskey,
and knows how to create an event, and knows how to lead people, knows
Yes.
how to be entertaining, knows how to give.
because to be able to stand up in front of a group of people and demonstrate knowledge and expertise in an unpretentious way that presents your personality in a really engaging way, every gatekeeper in every industry,
Yep.
that's the kind of people they want to work with.
It's a thing.
Yes, you have that relationship now.
All right,
Wait.
I think we're done here.
Tomorrow's infomercial.
If you're still here, cheers.
Cheers.
To all you ladies and gentlemen, start your livers.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.